Greetings and welcome once more to Sonic Odyssey, the music video channel dedicated to bringing you the last 5 decades or so of music in review and discussion format. Before we go any further, let's get the housekeeping out of the way. Please be sure to like the video if you so enjoy it. Share the video through social media channels by clicking the share button. You can post to Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and many other social media accounts. And also please subscribe to the video channel so you can stay up to date with all things Sonic Odyssey. That's the housekeeping out of the way, other than my asking you to please also consider visiting my Patreon campaign page. There's a link in the show description below the video, and you can take a look at the Patreon campaign and see if you'd like to become a patron. That's the housekeeping. Today we're going to be looking at an album that was released in February of 2021, so it's just a little over a month old, and it's from a band from Japan. The name of the band is Significant Point, and the album is called Into the Storm. Founded in 2011 by guitarists Kazuki Kawagaki and Gao Takeuchi, they went through many member lineup changes through the years before iTormentor joined the band in 2016 on drums, and Kazuhiro Watanabe came in 2018 on bass. This pretty much solidified the rhythm section of the band. George Ito, who is the vocalist on the album, is listed as a guest vocalist, which is sort of a shame because he has a phenomenal voice and his contribution is really great to the overall sound that the album Into the Storm presents. So hopefully George Ito will become a full member of the band at some point. It would be a shame to see them change vocalists. George Ito has a tremendous vocal range and vocal stylings, and his contribution can't be understated or overrated. He really does a fantastic job with the clean vocals and has tremendous range in his voice, providing marvelous screams as well as pure energy and intensity throughout the album. Kazuki and Gao, the two guitarists, are phenomenal players. They're just clearly influenced by their fellow countryman Akira Takazaki, most famous for his band Loudness, which began in the late 1970s, early 1980s in Japan, and still put out albums to this day. Loudness happens to be one of my favorite bands from Japan. In fact, it is, as with other bands such as Iron Maiden, Judas Priest, Saxon, the influence of Loudness is really prominently evidenced in the overall sonic soundscape of Into the Storm. So let's take a brief listen to one of the, actually the opening track of the album. It's a song called Attacker, and we'll give a brief listen to that now. with an up-tempo introduction before engaging in a more speed metal-inspired assault, the song attacker brings this to all of the sound styles of significant point to the table, and prepares the listener for what they can expect on the entire album, which is just really strong heavy metal. It walks a line between new wave of traditional heavy metal and speed metal and thrash metal. It's got a combination of all of those elements in it throughout the entire album, but you can hear the speed elements quite clearly in this sample that I just played for you. The guitar tones are clean and crisp, and the bass keeps up with the speed of the song and does a great job of just smoothly standing out on its own sound. And the drums are phenomenal. The drums are poetic. The drummer is quite gifted and able to showcase his talent throughout the album. Into the Storm is a debut album, and yet the maturity of the band shines through on every song. Clearly the 10 years that Kazuki and Gao worked together in putting this band together and getting to the point where they were finally able to have this release showed that they really honed their craft very well and mastered their instruments superbly. The writing and the performance is tight, and it has tremendous flair throughout. It's a rollicking album. The title track, Into the Storm, is the only song in the album that's sung in their native Japanese, and we're going to listen to a little bit of that one right now as well. So let's hear a little bit of Into the Storm. Though not nearly as speed metal inspired as the earlier track that I played you a sample of, you can hear that on Into the Storm there is this intensity and energy that is very high, very forward and emotionally gripping. It's, I think, a significant choice that they chose to sing this song in Japanese. I think the Japanese vocal tonal quality contributes to the overall sound of the song in a great way and provides a marvelous backdrop for the overall sonic soundscape. In terms of the overall soundscape of Into the Storm, the album, it is an homage to 80s style heavy metal. It is, as I said, a little bit of Nuathum new wave of traditional heavy metal, but it is also firmly set in the present. The guitarists seem to be joyfully playing along with each other. They engage in dueling guitars and twin guitar leads and twin guitar playing, much in the same way that Adrian Smith and Dave Murray from Iron Maiden did years back prior to Gers joining the band Iron Maiden. They complement each other throughout. They really do a fantastic job of playing off each other, and Kazuhiro is a fine bassist. His fretwork is phenomenal. He has a great sense for when to rein in and just provide a solid backbeat to the sound of the song, and then also goes off and shows that he's capable of pulling off some wonderful Entwistle style, fretwork on the bass. And the drums by I Tormentor are marvelous throughout the entire album. Into the Storm is a great album. I've been listening to it since its release. I pre-ordered it on Bandcamp from just listening to one or two of the songs that they had pre-released on the website, and I just knew that I needed to have it. It was just phenomenal music to listen to. So some of the standout songs, other than the ones that I've played for you, would be Heavy Attack, Riders Under the Sun, Running Alone. I like Running Alone. It's the last track on the album. Begins with kind of a madrigal sort of sound to it before leaping into a much more aggressive and high tempo metal song. Death Rider is another outstanding track on the album. In fact, it's possibly my favorite song on the album. And Run for Your Life is another track that stands out, also showing the clear loudness influence in the band's writing and performance. So I would say that Into the Storm by Significant Point is a great debut. I look forward to hearing what they come up with in the future. I think they have a bright future ahead of them, and I would give this album 4 stars out of 5. The production quality is quite high. The mixing is fantastic. I love that the bass is in the mix very nicely. It never is too low in the mix or too high in the mix. It's just perfectly set. The guitar work is the showcase of the album because, as I said before, the two guitarists, Kazuki and Gao, really do a fantastic job of riffing and shredding on the album. And the drum work, as I said, also is quite poetic throughout. So I would recommend highly that you check out the album Significant Point, Into the Storm. And it was released February 26th in 2021. And that's it. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe. Consider visiting my Patreon page and consider becoming a patron. And until next time, peace. Thank you very much for your time and attention, and I look forward to seeing you on the next video. Have a great day. Bye-bye.